Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is a very impromptu video. I wasn't planning to make any content at all, but over the last couple of hours I've had a very intriguing and interesting email from the charity change.org. This video is not sponsored by them in any shape or form. As you guys know, I've not done any content about the World Cup because I haven't watched a second of it, and I'm still maintaining that. I haven't watched I didn't watch the opening ceremonies. I didn't watch any of the games that's happened over the last 7 to 8 days. I haven't watched a beat. And although it's quite painful to do that, I'm just generally not interested in it, and I've told you guys the reasons why beforehand. I'm not doing any West Ham content this week, or maybe next, because the stuff that's being talked about at the moment is just absolute fucking folly. You know, we've talked about Declan Rice's contract and these situations a few times during the live watch-alongs, and I've mentioned it in other videos as well beforehand, so I'm not going over that again. Not doing any stuff in relation to Soufal's contract either. This is purely down to this email that I've had from change.org for a petition, links in the description, from the vice chair at Kick It Out. Let me read the email. It starts off by saying save football from FIFA. And the email goes on to say, FIFA is an out-of-touch, failing institution unfit to govern world football. It's time to reclaim the game. We all know that. FIFA, in its own regulations, commits itself to resisting discrimination in all its forms. But we have seen time and time again that FIFA fails to deliver on this commitment. For decades, FIFA has been plagued by scandals. There have been allegations of corruption, racketeering, bribery, violations of ethics, ticket scams, and the mismanagement of sexual abuse cases. Now, this isn't a Karen video in any shape or form, but this is very interesting. We know this issue about FIFA. We've mentioned it a few times as well. I've told you the reasons why I'm not watching the World Cup. And yes, there are allegations. Some have been proven, some have not. The ticket scams, you can obviously argue that the fact about, all the problems that supporters have had going into games. I think it was the first England game, if I remember correctly. But as West Ham supporters who've had to use those bloody QR codes and all the rest of it over the last season or so, we're used to that. But regardless, I'll continue on with the email. My name is Chris Payoris, I think you pronounced that. And she says, I am the vice chair of Kick It Out, a charity tackling discrimination in football and seeking to make it a game where everyone belongs. 100%. I'm also a lifelong Spurs supporter. Give her a props for that one, unfortunately. And on the board of the Football Supporters Association, I'm asking you to join me in saying enough is enough. Before and during the World Cup in Qatar, there have been clear examples of how FIFA is not fit for purpose. The building of stadiums for this tournament has cost lives, which I've mentioned before, which is one of the reasons why I'm not watching the tournament, and caused injuries for thousands of severely underpaid workers, devastating their families. Women's rights are limited and the LGBTQ plus community is criminalised. Two issues very personal to this lady. There is evidence to suggest that these laws continue to result in human rights abuses, which is heartbreaking. Of course, anybody's human rights violations is a worry. Now, human rights has been used as a mantra for basically anything, quite frankly. It really has been. But at the same point, because of that, it gets diluted down. But it's still very important. As football fans, we can't choose host nations, but we can call for a radical change in the governing body that made this tournament a reality, FIFA. Gianni Infantino will be re-elected as president of FIFA as he is running unopposed. This undemocratic and morally bankrupt organisation is not fit to run our game. Sounds like the all the governments we've seen over the last 30, 40 years, doesn't it, to be fair? Major members of the football associations and federations must lead the calls for a comprehensive overhaul. If FIFA fails to engage meaningfully with this process, the football associations must break away, tell sponsors to pull out, and ask investors to review their investments in those sponsors. As football fans, we know the power we have when we come together to demand transformation. Join us now to say to FIFA must accept the urgent need for overhaul or be abolished. Now, if you want to sign the petition, links are in the description. You know, we do know to a degree that normality is being resumed, you know, with the 2024 Euros being hosted in Germany and the 26 World Cup being hosted split between Canada, Mexico and the United States. And it's potentially the World Cup, the Euro 28, I should say. Euro 28, potentially being held either by Turkey or being split around the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. So, you know, So hopefully normality has been resumed, but in order for us supporters to give our voices on what's wrong with FIFA, now is the perfect time to do it, especially when people are going to be getting pissed off with what's going on over there, not just for the reasons mentioned in the email that I've just read out from change.org, but also for reasons that you and I, because there's actually quite a fair few people that aren't watching the tournament on many grounds, many grounds. And I'm actually quite surprised there are as many as there are. But it's great to know that I'm not the only one that's doing it. So guys, thank you very, very much for your time. As I say, if you want to give your voice and hope and pray that we can help, not make, but help to enforce FIFA to be accountable for their decisions and also to get back to how things should be, then by all means, please do click the link in the description below. Thank you very, very much for your time. Give me your thoughts on this, on how you feel the tournament is being run. I'm not talking about the England results. I've seen what those are. It's not brilliant. It's not good at all, is it? And maybe my reasons for not watching it have been justified after all from that point of view. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. It'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are on FIFA, on how they've been ruling things. And I'm not talking about the under-21s kids just jumping on saying it's a great fucking football game. Fuck off. No, I'm talking about the actual establishment itself, the Federation of International Football Association. That's what FIFA stands for. Well, that's what the initials stand for anyway. We really know what FIFA stands for. It's money at the end of the day. That's all they care about. Money and publicity. That's all they want. And unfortunately, I'm hoping to stoke that fire. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you very soon. All the best.